Everybody, today I'm going to show you guys my kind of hair products. I was actually going to film a video where I show my hair products, and I was going to film a video showing how I style my hair, and I thought I will put it into one video. My favorite hair products, and then also a tutorial on how I use them. So I wash my hair every day. I know people say it's bad for you, but I actually do wash my hair every day. It kind of doesn't get greasy or anything, but it gets really flat if I don't wash it every day. But since I've been doing this actual and using these kind of products, I can actually get away with it for 2 days. Usually on the second day I'll tie it up or something, but I usually do wash my hair every day because it can gonna go flat. So these are products I use to wash my hair, and usually I do double shampoo kind of thing, and I do have to always use conditioner. I use the 24-hour body. This is Tresemme 24-hour body builds body and volume shampoo with silk protein and collagen. Now I use the two of these two, which are, that's really bright so you can't really see it, but I use the shampoo all the time, and then with this one, because it is such a light formula, I find that my hair can get a little bit dry, so I usually use this every second time, and then I might use a stronger mask or stronger conditioner or something, like nice and easy conditioner, in between, like every second time, because this is very, very light. And the reason why it's so light and kind of weightless is so that your hair can have volume, because if your hair is really, really thick, use a lot of concealer, use a lot of conditioner, and it will weigh it down. So this is a lightweight formula, so it makes sure that you have that nice kind of oomph and added kind of volume, so it's not being weighed down by too many products. So I get these two whenever they're on sale, and they're usually on sale every so often. And then in between using these two, like say when this runs out, I will go get another shampoo, because your hair can kind of get used to different shampoos. So if you change it up and like every time one bottle runs out, get a new one, then it will work better for your actual hair. But those are two of my actual favorite ones. And if I don't use those, then I will use some kind of volumizing shampoo. I like the Pantene volumizing shampoo. Dove actually has a nice volumizing shampoo that's it makes your hair so thick. It's really strange. It's a strange kind of feeling. To match those two are these things. This is the Tresemme 24-hour blow dry lotion, and then you have the 24-hour root boosting spray. Now I've talked about this before and I absolutely love it, and I've had it since. Like, this is a 250 ml, and I use it constantly. I use it pretty much, if not every day, I'll use it every other day or whatever, whenever I wash my hair, because you do have to use this with a blow dryer, because otherwise it won't add it. Like, you can't just put this in and let your hair, you know, dry straight or like dry natural, because it won't work like that. So you do have to use this and then blow dry your hair. So I usually use this, and I'll spray it right on the roots of my hair, which I'll talk about in a minute. And then I have the 24-hour, this is something that I picked up recently. This is the blow dry lotion. Because my hair is getting quite long, I have had to use some kind of heat protectant, whereas before, because I was cutting my hair so often, I wouldn't really, you know, care too much. But I do have to use a heat protectant, and I have noticed that my hair is a little bit shinier since I've used a heat protectant. This actually has it already built in, and it is already the 24-hour kind of boosting spray. I also have this, which is the Tresemme. Oh, these are all Tresemme products. Tresemme Heat Defense Smooth, and I actually fill this up with water, so it's mostly water that's in here. But this used to be my kind of heat defense before I got that one. So I really do like using this as well, and I like the pump system, because I'm going to spray this because it's just water, but see how huge the spray is? Like, with some of them they're just like little itsy bitsy sprays, but this is nice and full. Once my bangs dry, that is it. So I have to make sure that I blow dry my hair when it's wet. So if I feel like it's gone too dry, I will just spray it with some heat defense plus water. It's mostly water now. And that will just make sure it's nice and wet, so I can actually style it. This week, I think, or 2 weeks ago, I came across this, which is John Frieda Frizz 3-Day Straight. Now I love the Frizz spray. It's one of my absolute favorites, which I don't have now because it's run out. But this I just found, and I thought, hey, I might give it a go. And it was actually, I gave it a go for my mom, because my mom has quite curly hair and we were straightening it. And I thought, well, this will smooth it out, and it's supposed to last for 3 days. And it did. It really, really did. Now, what I love about this is, even if you don't, like, I wash my hair every day, so it doesn't really count for me, because it's only 3 days if you don't wash your hair. But the great thing about this is how soft your hair feels. I mean, it is like ultra soft. I mean, it feels like you've just got your hair done at a hairdresser's. That's how soft it feels. Depending on how curly your hair is the amount of sprays that you actually use. You can use up to, I think it's 15 sprays. 15 sprays is usually the max, and I would say if you have curly hair, you have frizzy hair, if you've colored or dyed your hair recently and your hair is just kind of brittle or very curly or very frizzy and you want it to be nice and smooth and straight, then I would say definitely try this. It's amazing. So after I have actually done my hair and washed and all that kind of jazz, I leave it for a little bit of time before actually brushing it out. Now the brush that I like to use is a big panel brush. This is actually really cheap. This is just by Primark, and it's just this amazingly huge brush that I just love how kind of flat and straight it is, and I feel like my hair, I know it's going to sound weird, but I actually feel like my hair is shinier since I've been using this brush. Is that weird? Probably. And I usually just brush through my hair with that. And then I get right to the roots and I make sure that I get my parting properly. Then I will take my root boosting spray and I will spray it just on the roots. Now if you spray this all over your hair, you'll get this weird kind of a texture throughout the entire hair. So you only want to make sure that you spray it directly onto the roots. So I'll part the hair all across the top section and then spray it, rub it in, and then go to the next section, spray it and rub it in, and I'll do that all the way across the top of the head, just on the top of the head. Then I will flip my hair forward and go about halfways in between my head and then just spray the roots there, and that just adds a little bit more volume at the actual back of the head. Then I will usually dry my roots. So I will take my hairdryer and with the same places that I had the partings, I will dry the roots right there. And as you can see, the actual hairdryer is just drying at the roots, and as it moves, you know how dry it's getting. So as you kind of see the movement of the actual hair right at the roots, you can see that it's drying off, and then you can move on to the next section. So I do that in the same sections all the way across the head in exactly the same way that I did when I was putting on the root boosting spray. Oh, and I almost forgot. I also spray my hair with the 24-hour blow dry lotion before I do the root boosting spray, and I'll spray it all over because that's your heat defense. So I'll spray it all over and make sure I get right underneath the hair, right to the tips and all that kind of stuff, and then I will brush it through and then I will put in the root boosting spray. So I usually dry my hair in a few different sections. I do the roots and then I do my bangs. Now for my bangs, it's just it's so irritating. My bangs have their own mind and sometimes they want to fall a certain way. Like today, this isn't how they usually fall. You can blow dry in the opposite direction, but my hair is kind of weird, and today it didn't want to blow dry in the opposite direction. It wanted just to be the way that it wanted to be. But usually what I would do is I will put it in the opposite direction a few times, then I will pull it into the direction that I want it to be, so like this way instead. But it's really irritating. I don't know, it just drives me mad sometimes. So next I usually flip my hair upside down, because once my roots are dried and once the actual bangs are dried, which is the most important thing, I flip my head upside down and I do all the way around there, just making sure that the underneath parts are nice and dry, because they can be hard to get at. And also this will give a little bit more lift and oomph to the roots. So as you're flipping upside down, it's going to make sure that the hair dries in that direction. So once again, it's going to add a little bit more volume to the top of the head. So if you are looking to do that, you know, flip your head upside down. The only thing is, once you flipped your hair back round again, your hair can be all kind of stuck out in different ends. So that's why I make sure that I dry kind of the roots and my bangs and then underneath part, and then I go and smooth the rest of the hair. So I usually part my hair into a few different sections. I take right by my ear and put all that up, and then I would take my round brush and my flat brush, a mixture of the two, and I would go along the length of the hair. But I would say make sure that the majority of it is dry, because otherwise you'll just be there for absolutely ages. So dry it with the flat brush, and then if you want to kind of style it, then you can use the round brush a little bit afterwards once it's dried a tiny amount. So I usually do it in a few different sections. I have the underneath part, then I work up, and there's my dog being all cute because she always comes over when the hair dryer is actually on. She comes and sits in my lap. Then you can move on and on and on, and then you get right up to the top, and you want to keep enforcing that root boosting spray. So you want to make sure that you get right to the root. So whether you're using a flat brush or a round brush, you want to get underneath and rotate, and you might have to put down the hair dryer and do this, and then you can pick up the hair dryer again and kind of rotate and make sure just the roots are getting nice and high and volumized. And those are my kind of tips and tricks for drying my hair. Once I have cut my hair and cut my bangs, I will show you guys how I cut it, and then I will show you guys how I kind of style it and stuff like that, because at the moment it's a bit long, so I can't really show you the proper way I actually do it. But I really hope that you enjoyed that. If you're using any of these products and you kind of like them or you kind of don't like them, write in the box below, because I would love to hear your opinion on it. I'm Shady Katie, and thank you for watching.